Welcome back, everyone. I am going to try to get back on my live schedule and go live at least once a week. Thank you so much for those of you who was able to join me last night, and I will repost the last night long version video in my Patreon and membership. So if you missed it, you're welcome to rewatch it. And I will consider to record a summary of yesterday's topic because I think it's very important one to understand Slavic women mentality for those who are interested to know more about it. And today I just want to share, it's almost continuation of yesterday topic that we had discussion last night. So, you know, why so many Slavic women prefer Western men. There is definitely a preference that has been going on for a while. There is this tendency, and it's not happening just in the last, of course it's not just happening because, you know, the situation with the war, or, you know, the situation with, you know, any other crisis. It's this has been happening for probably many decades since Soviet Union broke down. And today I had this thought in my mind: when you had better, you do not want to come back for worse. Once again, when you experienced something better, you don't want to go back for worse. And before I start, I want to make a disclaimer. Of course, things I talk about, they are generalization, and they apply only to a certain category of men and women, because we cannot judge the entire nation and give a character to entire nation. But there are certain cultural things that are expected, and there are certain cultural things that are considered to be a norm. And why am I saying this? That once you experience better, you don't want to go back for worse. When Soviet Union broke down, and Slavic women from all of the USSR had open borders, and they had opportunities to travel and to meet people, to meet men, to see how other people live, to see to learn about other cultures, you know, to learn how men treat women in other cultures. Women in post-USSR learned that they have been doing way too much. If you know what I mean. You know, a lot of women learn that they are doing the most without getting appreciation. You know, they are doing the most without getting respect and recognition and God knows what. You know, it's once you experience respect, adoration, gentleman-like behavior as a woman, you do not want to go back to where you don't experience that. And I would not say that, you know, post-Soviet men or Soviet men were ungrateful or bad. A lot of our men are very masculine, very strong. Most of them are providers, but they have a very, very long list of demands for women. And because we have so many beautiful women that are everywhere, they don't always have a special appreciation. But all of us dream inside to be recognized as very special, you know, especially women. Women cannot live without adoration. I think Terry is here on the call. You know, like it's and maybe other ladies who will watch later. It's like we need that adoration. We need to feel that we are special. We don't want to feel that sense of competition, you know, sense that, you know, work harder, or you're not doing enough, you're not beautiful enough, or look at you. And I think for things that comes very regular things with traditional Slavic Ukrainian culture, they are somewhat of magical for American culture, you know, somewhat special, you know. I could not understand, back in time, some of you guys know my story back in time, when I started, dating, and I was working in tourism industry, and I started just not even dating, but meeting men from abroad, and making sure that they're comfortable, advising them places to go. They were so extremely kind to me and so gentlemanlike and so generous that, of course, in the back of my mind, I was wondering, how that would be if I would marry or, date and have a relationship for at first, with somebody from another culture. It was very fascinating. And I think when you can compare, when you have a possibility to compare, no, it is so dark. Huh. Sorry, guys. Just a second. Okay. Just trying to add a little bit of light, but not sure. Okay, just gonna leave it like this. So anyway, when you can compare experiences, you definitely want to stick with the better one, the one that feels the best, and when you feel special about yourself. I think one of the reasons we fall in love with people is because it's not always so much about the other person, it's the ways that that person make you feel. If you think about it, it's very often the way that person make you feel, the way you feel around them. Of course, you do fall in love with, when you meet somebody who is in your taste, who is attractive to you, for sure, no doubt. But also very often, we fall in love with someone who we feel a certain way around them. We don't even know what it is, but around them we feel more like ourselves. I think there is this famous quote or phrase that with certain people you feel that you are more of you're more of yourself. If anybody ever been in love, that's exactly how it feels. You feel you're meeting the new version of you, you're meeting the excited version of you, happy version of you. You just it's like you look at yourself at this enhanced mirror. That's emotional part of it, and when you are mysterious, when you're dating somebody from another culture, very often there is some mystery, there is some charm and fascination, like exotic factor, but there is also a very practical factor. And I think one of the major reasons why Ukrainian, Slavic women in general became kind of decided to explore the option. It's interesting because I would say most Slavic women are very traditional. They would be very about being with somebody from another culture, just because it can be scary. It can be like, oh my gosh, how how do I do that? And it may be difficult, it may be hard to understand. But those who for some reason explore that kind of relationships, they learn that they get so much more adoration, appreciation, and they treat it so much better. That is one of the main thing. And once you as a woman, once you have been treated in a beautiful way, once you have been feeling special, just like adored, admired, but also in a practical way. Nobody expect for you to run home, run to work, then then run to the grocery store, then start cooking, then start cleaning, then start, and it's like you have to be this machine that works around the clock, and if you miss something, you're gonna be immediately compared, and you're not we kind of have that expectation back, when like my mother was young, for example, back in like some decades ago. And like, unless you're running and fulfilling all these things, you are not a good woman, so you don't have time to take a breath. And I think those ladies we talked about yesterday, about why so many ladies are filing for divorce, when they move into European countries, is also they are seeing that, oh my gosh, there are men on the playgrounds with children, there are men who go shopping, there are men who are taking care of the kids. And I have to say, I personally love this about Western men and American men. They're not shy to take care of the supposedly, women duties, because it's like, you if you living together, you're living together. So making dinners together, doing things around the house. It's amazing. I have a friend, guys. I have a friend, she's from Russia. um I once again, oh my gosh, I'm getting it's warm and cold at the same time today. It's Michigan. Anyway, so I have a friend, she's from Russia. She literally broke down to tears when her and her fiance, they start living together, and she was doing house maintenance. She was about to clean the house, and her husband to be, her fiance, he put some gloves on and he started doing it with her. She was married before, she wasn't, she was married before to a Russian guy. And so she literally broke down in tears. She said, nobody ever in my life helped me to do anything, like around the house. And for you guys, it may seem like just a little thing. It's like, but for us it's a big thing, because we only have that much energy. And knowing that you are with someone who actually cares about you, who does not only care when you are all pretty, with some pretty nails and hairstyle, and you are all they don't only care how you look like, but they care how you feeling. They care to be there to help, to of course every family have, and every relationship have their share of things that they are doing. I think like every family decided for themselves, like what they are, how they run their household. So there is not like a particular system. But long story short, my friend, she broke down to tears when that happened, and she broke down to tears with me on the phone. These are happy tears, but she said, oh my gosh, she was 33, I think. She said, I made it to 33 years old. I've never had in my entire life man taking those rags, taking some soap and helping me to refresh our apartment, clean our home. It's like, that it's hard to be a queen and a princess and a woman of mystery and inspiration when you have a man that have all these demands, and when you have to work very hard to do these things. You simply don't have always the energy to transform into a woman of mystery in a couple of hours and be like the best woman he had ever had, because you just exhausted, because nobody also respect your labor around the house. Nobody respects your things that you do. You doing, and by the end of the day you don't feel like going out, you don't feel like doing that much anymore. So that is like, yeah. And I've seen it growing up, that men would literally, I don't know why, I cannot imagine being a man and allow yourself lay on the couch while your woman is like vacuuming and cleaning, and I don't know, like, I'm not a man, but I cannot imagine seeing somebody doing like a difficult work, and and you just and you just laying on the couch with a newspaper. Like, I don't know, for me it's so it's somewhat women's fault too, because our women sometimes unknowingly emasculate men by trying to please them too much. I see that often, especially like mothers and sons sometimes, not me or anyone I know, but I saw that, like mothers and sons, or like wives and husbands, or if it's just a relationship, man and the woman, and I've been there, so I know what it is. You trying to do you're trying to show, in a way, you're trying to show the love to this man by kind of serving him in this way. But I think sometimes it's okay. I think it's wonderful sometimes to, just to make that special dinner or to make some kind of surprise. But what happened, the man learned, okay, she doesn't want me to touch it. When I touch it, she criticized me. So I won't touch it. So I understand men too, because when the woman demands and tell you like, get out of the kitchen, don't touch it, look what mess you made, and so on and so forth. Some men saying, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna hide with my journal, with my newspaper somewhere, or with my phone, in modern days. But a lot of women we are driven by good intentions. A lot of ladies are driven by good intentions to shows their love and dedication, and I'll do everything for you, don't worry, I'll take care of this. So they try to doing way too much without pacing themselves, and also they are teaching a guy to see her literally, she's like sweating here is something boiling, here is something like she's doing everything. And I think it's kind of give to men that message that don't touch it, I don't trust you, you're not gonna do it right. If I want to do it right, I want to do it myself. Ladies who are watching me, anyone, if I want this to be done right, I'm gonna do this myself. Anybody said that? So and I think it kind of creates a very unhealthy environment, because you start to be, you add, as a woman, you become somewhat of a mother, and motherly energy is not is not an aura of attraction or desire. It's a lot of our women trying to be, they try so hard to be a good wife that they help their husbands to become more lazy, lazier, become less energetic, less have less initiative. And but also they are doing it because, honestly, because they truly love a man and they want him to be comfortable. But then that backfires, and he does become comfortable. Watching you carrying the heavy bags, um you know watching you cooking, watching you not sleeping, watching you taking care of a child. Like, so it's a dynamic. But women are very guilty of this too. I see a lot of women let their sons, playing video games, or lay on their butt on the couch while they are doing housework, chores and all of that. And I think this is just a side note for mothers. When you do this for a son, you emasculate him and you make him very weak man without initiative, man who cannot help. Man does not need to be told to help. He needs to see an opportunity to help and take an initiative. And it's always a win-win situation. It's beautiful thing. How little boys, how they run to help you, and I know it takes a lot of effort, when if you have a little boy, a son who's maybe like 5, 6, and he's trying to help you with the dishes, he's trying to clean something. It's so cute. It's so cute, it's so adorable, but it's also super messy, and you have to rewash all these dishes, and it's a mess. But it takes a bit of a willpower to understand that he loves you so much, he wants to help you. And it's like the sweetest thing on this entire planet, when somebody loves you and want to help you. And it's the purest thing. I'm gonna cry right now. It's the purest thing when a child looks at you and he wants to help you. But it takes a lot of inner strength to not say, please don't touch that, put this down, don't do this. So a lot of dynamics have been off, by women trying to overcompensate to make sure that they get married on time. We talked about this yesterday. A lot of things women would try to overcompensate in order to make sure that they are good wives, that community will speak well of them. But after some time it gets old, and you give so much energy as a woman to, as a mother, to your children, to your husband, that after a while you just burn all of it. So one of the main reasons, once again, why Slavic women find Western men as a good match is that they discover that they have a lot more appreciation, adoration, and practical help, that men are not shying away from being a partner this way, not so just because you're a woman, it doesn't mean that your job is to wash dishes. In fact, in many or clean houses, or clean your home or do laundry. I know many families where they have a housekeeper or somebody coming and helping with things. Most Ukrainian women would not mind having somebody do the heavy cleaning, maybe like once in 2 weeks or one time in a month. But most of us, we don't want other people, it's gonna sound weird, but we don't want other people touching our things, like our personal things. So being able to do these things, with your husband, it's really important, because one of the reasons the romance breaks really fast with our Slavic men is that before marriage, listen attentively, guys, if you maybe listen to this for the first time, before marriage, our men can teach a class how to sweep a lady from her feet, how to be romantic, how to make you feel special, how to romance her properly. Our men are extremely romantic. Even if you're just dating, just casually, like if you're just going out together, they always try to do something. They try to find you some rare flowers. They would carry you to the restaurant. They do a lot of really romantic things that they only show in the movies. Like, I can tell you that is absolutely true. It's especially for those ladies that they really are into, they pursuing with a goal, whatever that goal is, but somebody who is very special. They trying to impress the lady, and it's a lot of fun. I grew up in Ukraine, and I went to high school and college was there, so I went out on a lot of dates, as most of my girlfriends at the time, most of my girls I studied with. And our favorite thing would be when we would come to our first class in the morning to share, like, oh, and I was here, and we were at this place, it was overlooking the lake, and he brought me these flowers, and he told me these compliments. And like, our men are really good with making a lady feel like she is a princess, like she's the only girl in the world, like that romance that we all secretly crave, because we read all those romance stories or all those fairy tales. But the issue with our men, that the moment you're married and you have to you have to scrape the kitchen, and you have to go shopping, and there is no more restaurants, let's go stock up on on some toilet paper. That's before COVID, okay? Like, let's go stock up on some sanitary items, let's go. So there is no more restaurants, there is no more maybe sometimes, but not very often. Like, there is no more of that women fall in love with. Does it make any sense to you guys what I'm saying? So the Slavic woman is falling in love and knows this courtship, but after marriage, all of this courtship is basically gone. So she's like, oh my God, I am now a housekeeper, a nanny, a babysitter, a cleaner, but I no longer feel as a woman. And Slavic men do the most before the marriage. They really do the most in every way. American men usually a bit more paced, and they court you before, but once they know you are theirs, once you have a ring on your finger, once you sign in the papers, then from my experience, they really invest in you. They really make sure you have all you need and more. And some old-fashioned gentleman would spoil you with some beautiful things, maybe not every day, maybe not all the time, but enough where the lady feels. So it wasn't just momentary situation. It wasn't just that he swept me off my feet, and now all I'll be doing is cleaning the house. cleaning houses and doing all this, the Slavic lady feels a lot less of a difference in transition. You know how they say, the guy hopes that the woman will never change and she will remain the same, and often, you know, when women get married, they hope that he will change, you know. It's a slightly different aspect of it, but you know, regardless, so the woman is hoping that that she will have some of that fairy tale. Of course, every smart woman does understand that, you know, she how to say this, you know, she will have responsibility, she will have sleepless nights, you know, it's impossible to you know, have the same romance and same thing, because, you know, relationship evolves, you have more responsibilities, but they at least hoping to have some of that romance. That's all I'm trying to say. And I feel like with Western men, it's a lot more I feel like with a Western man, it's a lot more realistic to keep some of that romance, you know, to keep some of that present in your life from the experience, that how it has been. So not to say that other things do not happen, you know, not to say anything like that. So let me read some of your comments. Are you guys still here? You know, not to say that it's always and forever and there is no other way, and there is no people who are romantic with each other. No, it's not true. You know, it's not true. But overall, there is a major change. And when ladies discover that, oh my gosh, this guy is treating me with respect, and he will be helping me and tending to my needs, and he looks at me in a special different way, then that could be worth trying. And very important point, guys, is also that in Ukraine, in Slavic countries, in post-USSR, we do have a lot more women than men, a lot more women available for a relationship, for creating a family, than men. So it's as I said, there are many women that would not even consider an option to meet somebody else, but they either facing this, adding that choice, or maybe never meet anyone and create a family, because if they're living in a smaller place, they don't have that many options, and all men are taken, or they are worthless because they are into addictions, alcohol, and other things. Oi, I'm trying to read your chart. Oh, okay. I put my favorite filter. Adding a little bit of color. So, my dear friends, are you still here? I think it's going to rain really hard. I think we're gonna have a thunderstorm. Hey John, hey Mike, hey Terry again, hey Jim, good to see you, hey Bill. Yes, yesterday's video, you will be able to access it soon. Thank you so much. Hey Cyril. If cleaning the house is impressive, wait till he cooks for her. Yes, they did clean the house together and he cooked for her. I mean, seriously, she almost lost it. Like, she, you know, it's like, it was really so touching. So, ladies, those ladies who are married to American men, who are, you know, good providers, good protectors, who are taking care of you, remember, you know, that's a lot. Okay, I need to close my windows. I told you guys, for those of you who watched me last night and were able to join the live, we have a renovation. You know, we're doing some projects in the house, and this is why I'm actually I'm actually here. And okay, let's see, I'm in my car office, if I can say. I think it's going to rain. Oh no, I'm sorry guys. All right, because I need to close my window. Oh, I love the rain. Look at this. What can be better than the rain? So guys, if you are here, I know I went a little bit into depth on it and just tell you about the appreciation. Hey Ricky, shows the Soviet locks on the door. Well, I don't have a Soviet car, but my father had the Soviet car, and I will never be the same. It's give you a forever trauma. You feel traumatized. Yeah, he had a version of Lada. He had Zhiguli. So guys, let's chat now. I just wanted to share with you that I think Western men appreciate traditional values and femininity, and that's why often they're a good fit. And I have to say that in America there are also a movement, and there are ladies who are traditional and feminine, but there is not enough of traditional and feminine women in US, just as there is not enough of men who are caring and helpful and protective and respectful and gentlemanlike for all the ladies in Ukraine. That's why I think there is nothing wrong sometimes when people try these international relationships. It does, of course, have also that exotic factor, but it's not perfect, because you have to work on it. When you come from different cultures, you have to be willing to understand the other person, maybe more than if you would come from the same culture. So it's not all black and white, but just a second. Baby, sorry, I don't want to get a strike. I had the radio on. So yeah, it's not all black and white, and it's not all it's not all it's not mathematics, but that's what it is. That's what it is. So yes, the man who is cooking and helping a lady around the house and just being supportive, in something rather than his job, can make a Slavic woman cry. And I've experienced some of that as well. It's really amazing. And I have to say, men who can cook have special place in our hearts. But I would say that in the United States, it's not even that much of a deal, because I like that in US culture, if you have good relationship, if you're not truly struggling, that you can at least go on a date night with your man, with your fiance, with your boyfriend, with your husband. You can always go out. And I love, going out is not so much that you don't have food at home, but is having a date, having to be served, being able to flirt, to talk, get out of the house. If you have kids, hopefully not talking on a date about kids, but talking about each other and flirt and have fun. So American men are more it's funny, because a Ukrainian woman would try to convince you to stay home, because she would say, oh no, don't worry about it, let me do it. But sometimes you almost need to force her to go out on a date. It's really raining. So she doesn't forget that she's also a woman, that she should put a nice dress on, some heels, some red lipstick, and you can treat her and she will enjoy herself. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is really, it's coming down pretty hard. I love it so much. I only need my tea for this to be even more perfect. Let me read your comments. Thank you guys so much for being with me. I also want to apologize for not being able to stick to like a strict life schedule, but I will just do my very best to do at least once a week. I think once a week it's definitely doable. Thank you guys so much for your help. I have some updates for you as well, what we have been doing behind the scenes, and I probably will save it for another video. I would like to dedicate another video, but in short, I am currently trying some of the volunteers, some of the people who work very hard, including our friend Valeria, to get visa and to get her documents to leave for Europe or Canada. So basically, we are trying to help people who are in a very unsafe situation and who already gave a lot, who already helped a lot. Everyone trying to find an opportunity for them to escape the war zone and have a year or two, or however long they can take to get some new skills and study, and first of all get to some safety place. So I will update you on this separately, but our work is not stopping. And I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much for support of the channel, for the super chats, for the donations, for everything, because I would never know that we could provide so much help from just my channels. Thank you. From our common efforts. I am just like a middleman or a middle woman. That sounds very strange, but anyhow, I'm gonna make another video on this. I just want to say thank you so much for your help, and I will make a new link, a new way, if you still want to contribute sometimes here and there, because unfortunately the war is not ending. That's the saddest thing. There are different predictions, different ideas, but I don't see it's ending yet. And it is pretty devastating, but I am hoping that we will see the end of it. And till then, every contribution, any kind of support is extremely helpful. Thank you guys so much. I have some people on this call here that have been, I think you guys have been more supportive to some of those people than probably their own family. So thank you so much. Thank you, Terry, if you're still here. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, John, Jim, all of you guys. So let me read a few things. It's worse when your spouse won't let you do typical man tasks, preferring to pay an expert. Well, if she doesn't let you do it, it's a bit weird if you're capable of doing it. But I would say if you're a guy and you're, white collar guy, maybe you are, like a manager, CEO, you have your own business, or you're a lawyer, maybe you don't know how to, change, paint your room, or you don't know how to fix electrical. There is nothing unmanly if you there is nothing unmanly if you hire someone. There is nothing unmanly about it, as long as you take care of it. Yes, it's magical when the man can just show up and fix those things. It's like absolutely incredible experience, when you if you ever have been in a relationship with a handy man who is really handy, we know how it feels, right? But if you can provide and you solve the problem before your wife reminded you 5 times, you called somebody, you took care of it, doesn't matter, you still took care of it. When women are trying to control it, I feel bad for them, because again, I think it's very emasculating. On the other hand, we have this joke, kind of an anecdote. It's like, when men said he gonna do something, he will do something. And there is no reason to remind him about that every 6 months. It's kind of like a mock. It's a little bit of a mock, because, some guys would say, yeah, I will do it, and then it never gets done. So if it's never gets done, if it's you need to remind the man to take care of something every 6 months, then you probably, as a woman, you wouldn't be wrong to call somebody to take care of it. But hopefully that is not the case. Let me read some more of your comments, guys, before I go. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for being here. My friend has to remind her 10-year-old daughter why they can't go back. Oh my gosh. My friend has to remind her 10-year-old daughter why they can't go back. Why they can't go back home. Oh, yeah, I have a lot of, I hear feedback on that as well. How difficult it is to tell your daughter, your child, explain this. But at 10 she will, she will understand. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh, Terry, thank you. Thank you so much for your generous support. I really appreciate you. You are so sweet. Um, Coming through the storms into the sunshine. Oh, thank you. Well, because of your wish, it's now clear and beautiful again. Yes, it was a beautiful rain, and now it's nice and light. It means that rain is probably over. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate the support very much. And I'm going to go and I'm planning to do my manicure tomorrow. It's going to be sponsored by Terry. I was putting away. That's another thing I wanted to share with you guys about like Slavic women. When something bad happens, we tend to not do things. We feel really guilty of doing pleasurable, kind of frivolous things for ourselves. I know my mom was like this, and same for me, same for most women I know. Like when we know that someone is struggling, we have very hard time to do certain things that make us smile and make us feel good. So when you have a man, a friend, a family member that reminds you that it's okay, you're not taken from anyone when you do something nice for yourself. You really it's good for others, right? When you're happy, you're not taken from anyone. But we do have this instilled guilt in us of sorts. But I also think it's empathy. I also think it's beautiful in a way. I remember, Terry, you were actually sharing with me a little bit that you have been really looking at things that you are doing and thinking about others, even though you literally have nobody in Ukraine. So thank you so much for spoiling me once again. I really appreciate it. You are so generous. Thank you. What is a cherry spritz? Is it a drink? We don't really drink a lot of sugary drinks, so I don't know what it is. It must be some bubbly drink. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me read some of your comments before we reach our hour mark, and I will head out and enjoy some post-rain weather. Getting really tired of this being so hot. I don't know. I'm not a southern person, I guess. Does that make sense? I always cry in winter how I want to, maybe some of you guys can relate who live in colder states and grayish states. You wish you live somewhere else. But then when summer comes, as we say in Ukraine, you're looking for fifth corner because you can't take it how hot it is. So yeah, I can relate if you feel like that. Ricky is actually from Michigan. Terry, he's from Michigan. Oh, I missed a story. Oh, I got a dog bite today on my foot. My grandson, he's 9 years old, helped me upstairs and brought me ice. He continued to check on me. Then he washed my dishes and made me a gallon of tea. Oh my God, how sweet. How sweet is that? It truly made me cry. He's so giving. Yes, you know, like that's exactly what you know what we are sharing here today. Men built to do these things. It makes them feel good about themselves. It gives them, you know, sense of power, sense that they're in charge. It's so sweet when they are little like that. You know, anywhere. I don't even care, like 3, 4 to 18 and older. But when they're still children, oh, it's like the sweetest thing. You already feel healed, right? Even before he done all of this, but he just show you love, and he shows you, you know, how much he appreciates. How much he appreciates you through the cares that he gives you. It is the sweetest thing in the world. I'm so glad. I'm sorry about the dog bite. That is awful. I hope it wasn't too bad. I assume it wasn't, but it was bad enough that you know you needed to get your little TLC treatment. That is beautiful. And imagine if you would not allow him, you would just say, oh, you know, don't do this, I can do it myself, you know, and you would be dragging and trying to do it yourself. Like a lot of women, I don't know why, maybe because we don't want them to get hurt, or we think they're not capable of doing something, we do not allow our boys to be more enthusiastic, to show, to take action. We think we are protecting them, but we really set them up for being passive, fearful, scared kind of kid. You know, I think it's truly a beautiful story, and a proof that it's just a natural reaction. He probably couldn't do it any other way. But as ladies, we should stop discouraging men of all ages to help us. You know, I'm gonna tell you a little secret also. I remember when I was growing up, we had, you know, a community back then. It wasn't just like, you know, like now. Things had changed, but it was a lot more of a community when I was growing up. And I've learned from some older women, you know, in the community, that sometimes you need to pretend that you're not feeling well. And I was like, you know, why would you do that? And this one lady said, she said, so I have a loving husband. So she would like, you know, lay down on the couch and like, oh, I need some ice, you know, oh, I'm not feeling too well today, honey. And like, it's like, it's kind of like what happened today naturally, Terry, kind of this situation, but I mean, but fake. But it's not, you know, we're always a little bit tired, right? Because we put a lot of energy in things. And I've noticed that some very smart women that understand dynamics between the genders, they would sometimes exaggerate a little bit on how they feel in order to inspire their men to take some actions, to treat them well, to do some things for them, you know, to take care of something. I've noticed that. And then we would have the other type of the women that would be literally having, you know, 104 fever, sick, and trying to still take care of everyone, and then collapse somewhere, you know. So I was thinking back then, I was thinking to myself, oh wow, it seemed to be working too, you know. It was just kind of interesting. And I don't think that you really lie when you need attention from your men. Sometimes, you know, when we volunteering for everything, men do not know that we need some TLC, that we need some attention, you know, we need some affection, we need some help, because we are like, you know, I'll do it, you know, nobody does it better, you know. I think that there is nothing wrong with just a little bit, not some manipulations that is negative, but some you know, light manipulation where you can be proud of your man and feel like he's really taking care of you. Of course, I had never done it. Oh my gosh. But in old Slavic culture, they knew something about dynamics between men and women. I have to say this. In old Slavic culture, they were doing it a lot better than the modern Slavic culture. They truly knew and understood things. It's a whole another video, the wisdom that you can learn from old traditional Slavic culture. There is a lot to learn for women, and it's all very beneficial all this centuries after. I'm so glad to be early on life, not late, not to hold you guys late when you should be resting, relaxing. So maybe we'll try to do more daylight, still daylight lives. Yes. Yes. I'm reading the comments. Yes, guys, exactly. Cyril Arnold is saying a smart woman gets her husband to create a spa in the house, foot massage after she puts on those high heels. Yes. And that inspires her to put those high heels, because if she only does, she runs, after a while. Why do you guys think that in America there is so much the liberal movement of green hair, tennis shoes, never a dress, tattoos, huge some huge crazy tie-dye weird outfits, everything that's super comfortable, super lazy. I mean, not this particular kind of woman, of course. There are women who are gorgeous and traditional, usually conservative, but there is also this heavy liberal movement. If you wear a dress and a pair of heels, not even high heels, but just heels and nice dress, you get a tons of compliments no matter where you're going, because people don't see that anymore. But I think originally women dropped the high heels and the dresses and all of this because they felt it's not necessary. I'm working like a dog. Why should I be pretty also? If I work like a man, why should I be attractive? Why should I try to, be alluring and inspiring if I work like a dog myself? And you have to say there is some logic to it. Slavic women doing it because they love doing it. But when you have no support, after a while you may drop it. You may also get sick and tired of it and just drop it as well. So yes, I think these dynamics, they are influencing each other. Terry saying more attention and little extra care. That is true, in contrast to women that work, drop, lol. Yes, exactly. And and I think all the beautiful, dedicated women, regardless of country or nationality, they feel like they really doing this, but on the back of their mind, they hoping to be loved more. They hoping to be loved more by doing this heavy work, not taking breaks and working harder, right? But guess what? From my own experience and experience of thousands of women, when you work very hard, non-stop, you do not get more love. It's quite the opposite. You get less love, less appreciation, you look worse, you feel worse, you sometimes have an outbreak on your loved ones because you're frustrated and tired, and it's not a happy ride. It's not a joyful ride. That's at least what I've learned. The harder you scraping the floor, the harder you're trying to please everyone, the less love and adoration you get. I can put my signature under this. The harder you're trying to please everybody, the harder you're trying to work and make everything shine. At first, maybe you get some sort of, it strokes man's ego a little bit. You're so dedicated, but after a while, unfortunately, you put yourself on the last place, and everybody start to see you on the last place. And, mom does not need to do this. Oh yeah, she's fine anyway. It's like, yeah, we are all learning the hard way, because I grew up, my mother was very very much like that. She would just, I just never knew when this woman, when she's ever sleeping. Like, I couldn't understand. Does she ever does she ever sleep? That was my question, because she was doing all kinds of things to take care of everyone. So it takes a while to realize that when the woman has the time to recharge, she keeps that magic. You know, the romance doesn't have to die after marriage or after you start living with somebody. Women need that self-care time to keep the magic alive. Terry, I don't know if you're still here, and I hope that you are doing that too sometimes, you know, just doing things that you don't have to do, you know, like you spoiling me a little. I'm gonna go tomorrow and do something. I was debating whether I'm gonna do it, but I will actually do it. Women need to have, even at least if she has babies, even at least 1 or 2 hours a day when she just need to do some, I call it like butterfly things, you know. She needs to have a relaxation of sorts. Then she comes back, she's full of energy, and she can give her love to everyone, you know, to everyone in the household. Wait, guys, I'm so uncomfortable. I think I'm getting taller. Seriously, I feel like I need a bigger car or something so I can make it into a live studio. Sorry guys, I have to hunch. I know it's very bad when you hunch it, but I feel like I have to hunch toward you. Guilty of that. We need to work on that and change it. I'm gonna read some comments. I think a man should always be winning his woman's heart, always courting her. I didn't learn. Yes, I agree, John. Terry says true. Brian, hello, Brian. You should never stop dating each other. Yes, I agree with that. And you know, ladies too, sometimes we also let ourselves go a little bit. We just think, you know, he doesn't, you know, guys, never tell a woman that you don't like her makeup. She doesn't need to do, like, when you tell her that she doesn't need to do this, she will actually stop doing it. So don't say that you love her natural face. That's beautiful. That you love her natural body is beautiful, but don't tell her to stop doing anything, because she will stop and it won't be good, trust me. It's not the makeup or dresses or hair itself, it's the state of magic that woman projects when she's doing it. It's not the thing itself. You know, when you love somebody, you love them deeper than that, but it's the state of that magic that the woman generates, that joy when she's taking care of herself. It's that feeling and state of mind that she gains when she has some time to do her hair or get her hair done or go get a new dress. It's like a state of magic that normal man would never understand, but he can fully enjoy it looking at her. Like, as I said prior, I've never seen a man going wild because he got a new pair of shoes or a new outfit. But the woman can literally go wild because she feels really pretty in this particular dress or in this particular outfit. Although you have a joy that you can get through, you know, the joy she generates goes toward you. So that's a pretty good deal, I think. Get out of the sweats. Yes. Romance your man. Absolutely, Veronica. Thank you. Yes, so many ladies here in the US especially never wear their dresses, their pretty things. They always look for some kind of like occasion, but I mean, like funeral. It's like it takes a person to die for women to consider to dress up. I don't know about that. I hope you feel my sarcasm, but it's true sometimes. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. You should get a milkshake after this. It looks like rain here. Oh, thank you so much. I will. I will get either, milkshake actually sounds pretty good. I would love to get some coffee, but it's, I think, like 6 or 7 p.m. So probably probably milkshake is better. Thank you. Or maybe a smoothie. Smoothie would be amazing. Thank you again. Thank you so much for the treats, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let me read some of your stories and your thoughts. Thank you. Thank you again for supporting Terry and Stan and everybody on the chat. Thank you. Sup, Veronica. If you told me you're like 50 something years old, nobody that age says sup. Sorry, Donald. That's another thing, guys. When you reach certain maturity, and you're trying to like use certain phrases, it's just hilarious. But thanks for asking. I'm doing very well, thank you. I thought you were saying soup. I'm like, soup? But I live here long enough to know what that means. Why? Sup is it's what's up, and as far as I understand, I hear it from certain people. Can we stay cool after 50? That is a cool video. It would be a great video to make. Yes, I think so. I don't think that you need to put like an old man style, but something that's oh, cool. And that's actually could be a great video to make, because a lot of women like more mature men. In fact, some men, I would say that some men are really reaching their attractiveness for women around 50 years old, because you still have the energy, if you have been doing things right, but you also have knowledge, you also know how to treat the ladies. But when you use in teenager slang at 50, it's very classless. So you can show energy, excitement, being creative, being easy to try and do new things, have great sense of humor, all of that. But when you use, for me personally, it would be a turn off when a man that's supposed to have this class and elegance is using some teenager slang and trying desperately to look younger. You don't need to look younger. Your women who are into younger men, they won't be into you. So you have no reason to try to like be cool, because you look foolish. But women who are in more mature men, they would appreciate your energy and enthusiasm and all of those things that, if you have a healthy mind and body, you would have those things, plus wisdom, plus experience, and plus some financial success by that age. But yeah, I just think, I would say for Slavic women, that's somewhat over turn off when you would use a slang, after 50 years old. I just think it will only attract a very low class of women, because once again, those women who want a younger man or a younger man, they won't be after you anyway. And those women who are into older men, they appreciate more mature men for a reason. There is a reason why they enjoy more mature men company. So I hope I answered that in short. Brian says foolish is a good description. Well, thank you. Nobody's cool after they're 25 years old. I don't know. I would challenge that. I agree, Asian hipsters get passed over a lot. Yeah, well, there is a buyer for every product, but if you are looking for an elegant, beautiful woman, you should probably um, be a match to that. Any more questions, Donald? Anything to add? Oh gosh, thank you. Thank you. We had so much sun um, and rain and everything, so I'm ready for any season. I love these glasses. They're so retro. I'm so looking forward to do more photo shoots. That's my big hobby, to do like retro style photos. Thank you guys. I have to show off. Thanks so much. Have a good evening, Terry. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for spoiling me again. You are so sweet. Thank you. Let me read just a few more comments before my phone dies. My fiance broke up with me after the war started. She says I was focused too much on the relationship and not on her emotions. I got the visa approved, but she won't come. I don't know what to do. Contact me, please. Could somebody drop my email? Contact me as soon as you can. I will try to help you. It's a very personal business, and I don't have a possibility to dive into this. And I need to listen to you. So if you want me to try to help you, I do offer private consultations. So if you'd like to, it could be worth it. It could be worth it. I'll need to know a little bit more to see if something could be done. Could somebody drop, I don't know if John is still there, if he can drop my email, but my email is consultveronika with K. It's, you know, like my name doesn't have C, it has K. consultveronika@gmail.com is my email. You can also just write under this video and I will reply. You can find me on Instagram as Veronica Olsen and send me a DM. Facebook I don't use as much, but you also can also find me on Facebook and message me there. Same name. So yeah, if you want to give it a shot, I will help you if I can. Thank you so much. Yes, this is my email, so please reach out. You can even share your situation in your email a little bit more, and I'll tell you whether or not we should talk. Thank you so much, John. Yes. Elegant women get younger with age. You better be able to keep up. Yes, very true, because they learn a lot. Yes, elegant women do the right things, so they become better and better with what works for them. They know they really unlock a lot of secrets that keeps them very useful and joyful. It's very true. And tasteful as well. And classy. I'm an old school but still cool. Yes, exactly. Donald, you know, your questions and comments make me wonder a little bit. I hope all is well. As women, we appreciate maturity, decisiveness with men, and action. Most of all, action. Nobody is perfect, but when you have a dream for something or someone, you have to try to align yourself with that dream. You should never stop dating each other again. Yes, very, very true. Okay, thank you guys so much for sharing your thoughts. I think women are most elegant in their 30s and 40s. Yes, I think so too, because by the time you're in your 30s and 40s, you develop taste. You try a lot of things early on, but you do develop taste and preference, and you know what works for you, what doesn't. By that age, we even have the saying: if you are not gorgeous by 30, you're stupid or foolish. I will say this again. As a woman, if you are not pretty, beautiful, gorgeous by 30, you are foolish. It means if you would be smart, you would know how to put yourself together, present yourself right. By the age of 30, you must be like blossoming flower if you are smart. Because every woman is beautiful. Just it takes a while to figure out your style, and your personal style and things that work for you. Every single woman is beautiful, of course, unless she let yourself go. But even when you let yourself go, you can start taking care of yourself again, and fall in love with taking care of yourself. As women, we can die and be born again several times through our life. If ladies are listening, they know what I'm talking about. Oh, thank you, Brian. You are amazing. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet of you to say that. Brian is saying, as a former hairdresser, I can tell you that is a fact. Every woman is beautiful in one way or another. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Especially hear that from ladies, hairdressers. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful. So we're going to end on this. Thank you so much. Yes, please send me an email to my consultveronika Gmail, or find me on Instagram by Veronica Olsen. This is where I post my pretty things there. Not really connected with this channel. But my love for the fur and for glamorous things, for old-fashioned, for old retro fashion things. So I know some of you guys love that kind of stuff. Oh, good Lord. Thank you so very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Thank you for contributing your thoughts and ideas. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you.